friends. Welcome to a special episode of Two Idiot Girls.
Woo.
Sponsored by our friends at Tinder.
My faves.
Woo.
My faves at Tinder. Look at us.
We asked all of you to send in your experiences regarding online dating.
Because of our special sponsor and friends at Tinder.
What's your personal experience? You've never seriously done online dating. You did it as an experiment for like a project at school, right?
Yes. I was a senior in college and one of my friends was doing, I think she was doing an article on it, like online dating, but for new people, like people who had never tried it.
Sure.
So she asked me if I had ever used Tinder, and I was like, no. So she was like, oh, download it for me and like just try it for like, I think I did it for like a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my first and last experience with Tinder.
Sure. Okay.
But that's only because I graduated from college and I moved home and then I started dating Billy. So
yeah.
I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah, dating apps came out when I was already wifed down. So
yes, well, yeah, I started using it right when I got wifed down. So I was like, I don't need that anymore.
They came out like Tinder's obviously the first one I ever heard of, and it came out right when I started dating someone. Mm-hmm. And then 8 years went by, and now here I am trying them all out.
Full circle.
You see me on there? No, you don't. And that's not me.
It is her, and take her out on a date. You should.
But this isn't even just because they're the sponsor. Tinder's my favorite one that I've done so far.
Tinder was the only one I tried, and I was a fan.
It was like the only one around at the time, probably.
Yeah,
too.
and it was also at the time too. It didn't have nearly as many advanced features as it has now.
Yeah.
Now it has way more features and way more security measures in place
to ensure it's who you're talking to.
That was always my thing because I watched too much Law & Order SVU, so I constantly felt like someone was after me. And that's what scared me about online dating, but I wasn't afraid of Tinder. And then now that they have all their new features, like their verified features,
they have one
and stuff.
on there. Not only the verified aspects, but they have a feature on there. It might be called like Safe Flight or something like that. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
Where you can like, if you're gonna go on a date with someone on Tinder, you can turn that on.
I love that,
and which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and they also have
Noon Light. That's what it's called. It's on here, which is cool.
And they also have aspects like an aspect called relationship goals now. Ooh. And I know this because I worked with them recently, but you can set your relationship goals so you only match with people that are looking for the same thing you're looking for. Sure. So like you can do like people who are looking for long term, you can do people who are looking to hook up, like you could like everything and anything in between. So, which I think is really cool. They have so many more like not only safety features, but like lots of different like doodads that you can add to kind of spice it up a little bit.
As I say, Tinder's the only one I used where I didn't see a million couples on there asking for a third. Like Tinder was like all single people, and it was actually queer people. So I was if I see one more man on here, I'm gonna throw my phone across the room.
Our friend Naomi, her and her husband, they met on Tinder.
Yeah. Oh, I know a lot of people that have met on Tinder. Yeah. I'm just not one of them yet, I guess. And that's
not
okay.
yet. But Tinder, I bet you're going to be responsible for it.
Love story. Wedding sponsored by Tinder.
But like, you know those couples that get sponsored by like Taco Bell?
Yeah, mine's Tinder.
Yours is Tinder. Your wedding.
So before we get into these, we're going to do our special drink of the day. This is a poppy, and this one's raspberry rose. I don't think we've done this one yet.
No, but it is really early in the morning, so we both have coffee, but look at my Santa cup.
Fun.
How cute is she? I haven't cut that ribbon off. I don't want to hear it.
It's part of the decoration.
It's so cute. And yeah, there's a straw in there.
Ooh, this one smells good. Are you ready?
Sure.
I don't want to drink this.
I don't like getting straw shamed. I get straw shamed all the time. This is a plastic one.
Like a reusable.
Yeah, reusable one, but oh yeah, I said plastic, but
it is plastic, but it's reusable.
It is, yeah, this reusable plastic.
It's actually mine. So
you guys know how I am about cold things touching my teeth. So everyone always shames me every time I have a straw. They're like, "Bitch, take that straw out of that cup.
Grow up.
Mind your fucking business."
Ooh, this is good.
I think I might have tried this one.
I like that one a lot. God damn, that's fresh.
That one's fire.
Yeah,
that's the first one we've ever had that's fire. Let it be known.
This one, strong 9 out of 10.
That might be the one I had.
At the event we went to?
At the event, yeah. And it's been out for a while. If it was like even colder.
Yeah.
Be fire.
I know.
That one's fucking good. Dude, you guys, I recommend
a little
that
vodka in this one. That'd be pretty fire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing good for a healthy gut quite like vodka and a probiotic soda. That's
dude, your stomach would. Gut health experts are hiding that from you.
Your stomach would explode. It'd be like putting a Mento in a Coke. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah.
Put some hard seltzer in here.
No, you're like, it cancels each other out. PEMDAS.
Yeah. There you go.
I do want to tell one Tinder story.
Okay.
That I find funny. Okay. That happened to me. So when I first moved home, I had no idea I was going to start dating Billy, right? Everybody knows this. I had no idea I was going to start dating him. He posted a Q&A the other day because someone said, how did you get Drew to start dating you? And he said, I was relentless in pursuing her. Because I was uninterested at the time. But when I was still on Tinder before he like had asked me out before. Okay. And so then I wasn't using it. I just had it, right? And so then we went on a couple dates, and I remember the very first date we ever had, we went to I guess it doesn't count as a date because we didn't call it a date, right? The fair.
It was a first date.
It was a first date, but I was under the impression we were just hanging out as friends, even though it was the two of us by ourselves and we went on did date shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, we went to a fair. He picked me up. He took me down there. On the way down there, he was telling me about a buddy of his. And he was like, hey, my buddy, you know, my friend is like, he's this, whatever. I met him playing football, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, yeah, you should meet him sometime. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I just didn't really think anything of it. This guy's random. Like, he met him playing in junior college football. So it was like even way before that. And so then we go to the fair. We're walking around. We run into that guy. What are the fucking odds?
Yeah.
It was like we manifested it. So he was like, oh my God, this is the guy I was just telling you about in the car. I was like, oh my God, nice to meet you. Whatever. We talk. The guy's giving me kind of like a weird look. Like he's kind of like going like he had seen me somewhere before. So then I thought to myself, man, have I met that guy? Like that would be so embarrassing. And so then we leave and think nothing of it. A couple days later, I don't know if it still does this. Let me know if it does. But like when I for one never paid for Tinder, you know what I mean? But I guess like when
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I've never paid for Tinder. I'm not shaming you unless you're a man and you're awful. Then I'll shame you. But like, and that's just in general. I'm not talking about Tinder.
I've done that and then I was like, cancel my subscription. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
But even then, wait, hold on. As I said, I'll shame you if you're a man. And that has nothing to do with Tinder. I'm just going to make fun of you if you're awful and you're a man. But anyways, it used to like do this thing where like if someone super liked you, it would send you a million messages, like notifications like you have a super like, you have a super like.
Yeah.
And then you would have to swipe until you found it, right? And to make the notification stop. That's how it used to be back in the day.
Okay.
So like it kept sending me the same shit. Like you have a super like, someone super likes you, whatever. So I kept getting that message.
See, I wouldn't know what that's like because I've never had anyone super like
I don't know if that's the same thing though, is what I'm saying. I don't know if it's the same anymore.
What do you mean?
I don't know if they still do that.
They do super likes.
No, I know they do super likes, but I'm saying I don't know if they alert you the same way they used to.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Well, then you say
from what I've seen in the ads, because I've never actually I did get someone to super like me, but I thought it was like a fake person, and it was a man, and I had my thing turned on to women. So
that's not a fake person. I think it's just a dude who.
No, I mean it was someone pretending
he breached enemy lines. Is what he did. But anyways, so I opened it up and I'm swiping left on everybody to just get rid of the super like. I get to the super like, it's that fucking dude that Billy was telling me about, and I was like, oh my God. So then I opened it up and he super liked me, and he had like, you can like, I don't know if, can you pay to send messages even if you don't match?
No, if you don't match, you can't message people.
Okay. Yeah. So then he didn't send me a message or anything. It just kept telling me that message.
Okay.
And I saw the super like and I was like, what the fuck? So I screenshot it and I sent it to Billy and I go, is this your friend from the other night? And then he just texts me back a bunch of ha-has. And then he goes, I'm literally with him right now. Can I show him this? And I said, yeah, sure. And then he did. And he said this guy immediately started lying. Like he started gaslighting immediately. He was like, I swipe right on everyone, like blah, blah, blah. But he was someone who paid for Tinder at the time for unlimited swipes. But he was like
$20 a month. We all do it.
Yeah. And he was literally like, I didn't even look at her, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, you fuck. It's the same shit as like, you say no and then they start calling you fat and ugly. But he would never do that in front of Billy. So like, he was just so fucking embarrassed. But I thought it was funny.
That is funny.
And then he literally, Billy told me, you're a fucking liar. Like, you're literally lying. You were attracted to her, but now you found out. You know what I mean? And he told me when he saw me again, he was like, Billy, when we met up again, he goes, he literally was like, I know for a fact he's lying because the day after we met him at the fair, he and I hung out, just the two of us. And when we were just hanging out, shooting the shit, he told me, hey, was that a Tinder date that you were on the other night? And he goes, yesterday? And he goes, yeah. He goes, no. And he goes, you didn't meet her on Tinder? He goes, no, I've known Drew for like years, since high school. And he was like, oh, okay. And then Billy said, he was like, why? And he goes, oh, no reason. I was just curious. And then I was like, it's because he fucking remembered me from this, because he used a super like on me. And he was like, oh no, when he saw me in real life. Like, ooh, yeah. And the next time I saw him in real life was months later after Billy and I had already been dating officially. And then I saw him and then I was like, you and I are like bonded forever. You know what I mean? And I was making jokes. I'm like, what could have been, you know?
I super like you too. I was as like, a friend.
As a friend. As a brother.
As an acquaintance.
As a pal. As a colleague. Honestly. But I was like, oh man, I was like, when I saw him again, I was like, my could have been boyfriend. Yeah. And he did not find that funny.
Okay. Tough crowd.
I
thought it was hilarious. I workshopped that in the car and everyone loved it.
I mean, Billy loved that joke. And Billy laughed and he was like, again, I told Billy, I don't even know. I was like, you don't even know. You just recognized me the second you saw me in real life.
Like, I know that face anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a lot of bikini pictures on mine at the time,
too. I'm sure.
Because I was living in Hawaii.
You little slut. Just
kidding. I was living in Hawaii, so that's like the thing.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah, we know. Okay, this first one is from Sarah. It's actually about Tinder.
Okay.
And she said, not a unique experience, but I think most people who come out later in life experience seeing people you went to high school with on dating apps that are also gay. Even if you don't message them, it's nice to see people you once knew living a little more true to themselves.
I feel that. That's the true tea.
If I know you in real life and you see me on there, don't like me. Don't swipe on me. Don't do that to me. Because I'm going to have to swipe left. Come on.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I were you.
So many. Too many.
Really? Mm-hmm. Expand your miles, bro.
500 miles?
Yeah, fuck it. Cast the widest net.
I can't be doing long distance right now. Well, then I'm gonna have to move there.
Dude, the way that she does that shit, dude. She literally like got a follow back from someone.
Okay.
And they were messaging each other. Like they messaged each other like, haha, that's so funny. Like shit like that. And it's like cash flirting, whatever. And then Deison's talking to me about them and I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. And I was like, I don't know if that's the vibes, you know? And then Deison goes, I mean, honestly, like, what would I do? Like, they live on the East Coast. Like, how would we do Christmases? I'm all, bitch, you just started talking to them like 2 weeks ago. The fuck are you talking about? Like, how would we do Christmas? Like, what if their family wants to come here?
I like to plan ahead. It's not because I'm gay. It's because I like to plan ahead.
What the fuck are you talking about? No, it's because you're a Capricorn moon. So it's either all in or nothing at all. It's chips to the center of the table or you're fucking dead to me. It's like there's no in between. But and then you being a lesbian is like, it amplifies that times a million. It just puts it on juice. And
then I went to Pride events in June, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've never been, most of the people that I see on my Tinder, they're all in LA. So going to an event in LA on Pride, like I went to like a lesbian night at Pump, right?
Yeah.
The amount of people I saw there that I've seen on Tinder that 1000% did not swipe right on me, I'm all of you rude.
That you know of. You could have just not come across their thing. Here's my thing about this. Because I know that this is something like online dating. I know a lot of people have told me like, it's like a blessing and a curse in the sense of like how it could make you feel, right? Which people have asked me about and stuff, right? And although I don't have a ton of knowledge about online dating, I will say this. Gaslight yourself into any ending, into any story. Like if you think you've seen someone and you're like, oh my God, I've seen them and I don't know if they've seen me. You just go like, oh, they haven't seen me. And if they saw me, they would swipe right at me immediately. And they would message me and then we would have a good time. And then I'd probably have to break it off because I get too busy. Like gaslight yourself into the best story.
There you go.
Why not?
Where you win in the end.
Yeah. Where you come out on top every time. I told Deison that when she went through her breakup. I said, gaslight yourself, dude. Into the best. Why wouldn't you until you're ready to believe it?
Yeah.
Lie to yourself in the beginning. Just till you're ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm too anxious to do that, but yeah.
Fuck it. Dude, who's going to tell you otherwise? Is that, unless you go into the picture, you're like, do you think I'm ugly? Is that why you didn't swipe on me? You're never going to know. So you might as well just roll the dice.
Sure.
You could believe any story you want in your head. So like, if you see someone and you're like, I've definitely seen them on Tinder. You just think to yourself, well, they probably haven't seen me. And if they did, ha cha cha cha. That's what they'd be like.
Stupid.
I'm telling you, words to live by, bro. You might as well.
Yeah. This next one's also from Tinder. This is from Mallory. She said, I matched with this guy on Tinder many years ago. When I met up with him, I didn't recognize him right away. And he came up to me and said my name. And I was like, oh, that's him. And he looked exactly like my stepdad.
Ah.
She's like, bro.
Nightmare.
She's like, he was literally 10 to 15 years older than his pics. And I was really weird during the date. It was like 15 minutes before I said, I'm sorry, you look like my stepdad. I can't do this. And I had to leave.
Well, first off, good on you for being honest.
I know.
I would have made something up. Unless they were rude, then I would have been too honest.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I would rather them lie about height than lie about age. Well, because that's weird. I would rather them lie about height than lie about age. That's creepy. Because what if you're in your 30s and you think they're in their 30s and then you meet up and they're in their fucking 40s?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think your pictures should be from within the last like 2 years. I think that's as far back as you can go. Because I went on an app date with someone.
Yeah.
And their pictures were very old. And then I saw them in person and they did not look like their pictures.
Yeah, don't put pictures from college if you're like almost 30.
Yeah.
Like update the pics. It's okay. And I think you have to be honest anyways, because don't you want someone to love you as you are now?
Yeah,
you know
what I mean? Think so.
Yeah, you want them to love you for the way you look now, not like, and I get why people do it because they might feel like some type of way about how they look now. So I get that, but I think it's more assuring that you get matches for exactly the way you look now.
Yeah.
I think that's better because then you'll know that they love the way they're attracted to you. They love the way you look now. And it's like, it's just more of a, I don't know. It's more of a dub, I think. Because it's not about the matches. It's about like trying to find somebody if that's what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think it depends on your intention with using the app. So if you're looking for like hookups and like maybe you don't really care about.
But even then, don't you want to use pictures?
I know.
Like that are updated?
It's all relative.
Yeah. That's why I said, even then, you got to use pictures that are updated. They're going to see you regardless. You know what I mean? You can't camouflage when you meet up in person.
When we were in New York, obviously Drew did a bunch of work with our Tinder friends.
I surely did. Make sure you go to the Tinder TikTok to see the series.
You got to interview a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Did anyone have any good tips on what types of pics or whatever to put in there?
Mostly all my girls were saying that they don't want pics with like any animals that are dead.
What?
Right? Like dead fish.
Oh, okay.
Hunting.
I thought you meant like my cat, right? And then they go, like my cat's alive in the picture. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I love your cat. And I go, well, he died yesterday. No. Oh, okay.
No, like they don't want any hunting pics or anything like that. They also want, okay, this is for my men. Okay. Not many of you watch this, but like, let's just say.
There might be some.
Yeah. Specifically for straight men. That's who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Learn to take a good pic. You know what I mean? Learn to take a good pic of your face. Like, I think that's like an underrated skill. I did look at one guy's Tinder profile. He had great pics.
Oh, okay.
They were so artsy. Like, he had someone like take pictures of him. Like, he had like one that was like a graduation pic, so it was like more professional.
Oh, that's cute.
But then he had like
educated. Okay.
Yeah. Then he had some cute ones like on a hike, right? And like
he knows Barack.
At the beach, right? Like shit like that. But they were professional pics. It doesn't have to be like that. But his pics were great because you could see his whole face.
Yeah.
When they wear like too many hats or like group photos.
Even sunglasses.
Those too.
Yeah.
Go ahead and lift up your bang and just make sure everyone can see. I'm just kidding.
Stupid.
That's a joke for terrible men. But yeah, don't wear sunglasses too many times. Don't wear too many hats. Don't post football pictures of yourself unless your helmet's off your head and you can see your face.
Yeah.
When you post like action photos, like go ahead and switch to a BFF account. You know what I'm saying? Like
for men,
look for friends. You know what I'm saying? No woman wants to see that shit. They're not gonna be like, ooh, junior college football player. Nobody cares about that shit. See your face, like unless it's like a pic where you're like, it's like a senior night. Like a college football senior night, and your helmet's off. You can see your great face, your smile, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the way they take selfies of themselves, they're like mug shots. It's so bad. Fix it.
Yeah. Like they're being held at like
gunpoint.
At ransom.
That's what I say. Yeah, hostage situation, bro.
I feel that.
Dude, fix it immediately. I promise you, if you learn to take good pictures of yourself, your matches will go through the roof.
Yeah.
Because it's so rare for men, like straight men, to know how to take a picture of themselves. Even if you don't, ask someone. Be like, hey, can you take a pic of me? And then be like, and then watch the matches rolling. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to tell that to anyone else but straight men. Everybody else knows how to take a cute pic of themselves.
Yeah, I would say queer people, their Tinder profiles are pretty
and they vary them so well too. Yeah. They're like me doing things, like me looking beautiful, right? Me being silly. Those are like, I don't need to give that advice to literally anyone but straight men. Fix it up, girl.
Let's get it together. This one's from Kylie. This story is not from Tinder. And they said, I have a success story. I swiped right on my now wife. I wouldn't let the conversation die. We went on our first date that lasted around 6 hours. And 3.5 years later, here we are married and happy.
That's Deison's dream. Deison's like manifestation.
When will it be my turn? How does it feel to live my dream? That's so cute.
I'm telling you, Tinder's the way. I feel it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's from Z, and this is a story from Tinder. She said, I downloaded Tinder 1 month into college. I only went on one date. 5 years later, I'm still with the same man. I never got my single hot girl college experience, but it was worth it, I guess.
Oh, that's cute. Congrats. Congratulations.
How does it feel to live my dream? That's super cute.
That's really, and you know what? A success story, I'm telling you. And I think there are more of those than you would think.
Sure.
There are lots of like silly, goofy stories on online dating, but I think that's just the nature of dating online. Because
or dating period.
Or just dating in general, yeah. But especially dating online because people can be kooky online.
Yeah.
But those ones I think are a lot more common than you think. Like I've met quite a few actually creators that have met on online dating apps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of them are Tinder. So like lots of creators, you'd be surprised like how well they work in those situations. And then they also make for silly, goofy stories.
Yeah.
That you can
good content.
Yeah, laugh about. Do you have any good Tinder stories? Or good Tinder experiences? It doesn't necessarily have to be a story, but
yeah. I mean, I was saying that's the app I've felt the safest on.
Yeah, I feel that.
I will say this isn't a reflection of Tinder, it's of myself. I get too nervous and then I stop talking to people on there.
Yeah, that's a you thing.
I know. That's what I just said.
Yeah, that's a you thing.
I go, and then I don't know.
You know what she does? She sees where you live and then she goes, how would I do Christmas? That's what she does. And then she chokes herself out.
Well, how do I set my boundaries to just San Diego so I could...
You can do that.
You can't. You can't. I want to drag a circle around the area of San Diego where my crush lives and hopefully she's on there. And then we match on Tinder.
For one specific person?
Okay. And then I'd be like, we met on Tinder.
Okay. That's your problem right there.
But I will say that is the most queer-friendly app I've used for sure.
Yeah. I think when I did use Tinder in college, there was a way that I could kind of specify that I wanted it to be like at UH because that's where I was going at the time. So I only wanted to match with people that were at UH.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also it's like, I like that you can connect your Instagrams and stuff so you can go and look.
Yeah.
And see what else they're into.
That's something that I struggle with because I don't want people to know that you're my sister. Because I don't want people to only swipe right on me knowing that you're my sister. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
So that's why I don't put it on there. Thankfully, you don't have to put your last name on there, but That's why I don't usually connect my Instagram. Once we talk for a minute, then I'll tell them, can I add you on Instagram? Or something. That's cool. Instagram. And then I'll be like, here's the elephant in the room. It's my sister.
Big fatty. I literally posted, this is off topic, but I posted my clip with Emrata on TikTok.
Do you think she's on Tinder?
I don't know. Guess you'll have to download it and see for yourselves. But when I posted my clip with her, I said in the beginning of the clip, I was like, I just want to address the elephant in the room. And then in the comments, I put, you're the real elephant.
Yeah.
And then I can't tell you how many kids didn't read the comment and they went and they wrote that. And I go, I already made this joke.
And they go, okay. I made it again.
Okay. Go on a diet.
Doesn't make it any less true.
And I was like, all right.
I was gonna say, when we went to music festivals this summer.
Yes.
Tinder has a feature in there.
It's called festival mode.
Yeah. Which was actually kind of fun because you can meet up with people there. I was just too nervous to do it.
Yeah, Deison really did want to try it. You did try it at Gov Ball.
I used it at Bonnaroo too. I actually saw another creator on there. And then when I went on there to swipe right on her, turned out she swiped left on me.
Once again, you don't know that. You don't know that.
But it's so cool because you can be like, do you want to meet me at the Animal House stage?
Yeah, no, they do have a festival mode on there, which is what I was like working with them to promote anyways. But that's a genius idea because then you can geolocate everybody. Like you make the circle incredibly small and then you can meet up with people at the festival.
Yeah, so you don't have to go by yourself.
Yeah, which is such a great idea. So we did Gov Ball New York and then we went to Nashville, Tennessee. We did Bonnaroo.
Nothing better.
Bonnaroo was one of the craziest festivals I've ever been to in the coolest way possible.
Everyone was so nice.
Yeah, so incredibly nice, dude. Like,
and I don't know why, because it was 8 million degrees outside. There was no reason to be that nice.
I've never experienced heat quite like that. I'll tell you that much.
Like, we've been to Hawaii like a bunch of times.
Hawaii's nothing compared to that. Like, let me tell you something. Florida, nothing compared to that. Florida in the dead summer, nothing compared to that heat. The way that like you walk outside and it feels like you're going like through like the fog heat. Like you're like it's slowing you down.
You gotta wear bug spray. I'm like, what is this?
I've never experienced heat like that. The way that we landed at 2 a.m. and we went outside, it was 98 degrees with a 70% humidity. Are you out of your fucking mind?
I was like, what's the point of wearing makeup? It's just gonna melt.
I literally, when we got in the car that took us to our hotel, I go, what's the deal with this weather? Is it like this all the time? And he goes, it's never been this bad.
Really?
Yeah, he said it's never been this bad. It's typically really humid and hot in the summer, but it's never been
the
like
driver
this.
Told us that.
The driver, because he was like born and raised in Nashville.
Girl, that'll do it.
That'll do it. But festival mode is A1. And it doesn't always have to be for like romantic partners. Like you could also like meet up with people just to have fun. Yeah. Too, on the festival mode, I think.
Yeah, I matched with a girl at Gov Ball and then we were messaging on Tinder and then she was like, wait, where do you live? Because all of a sudden my location moved like 2,000 miles. I'm like, I live in California. Where do you live? She's like, New York. And then goes to me.
Well, that's kind of on you.
Yeah.
For leaving. But that's also like, I mean, I would do the same shit because I'd be like, waste my time, 2K22.
Yeah, you know I feel that.
No point.
Okay, this next one's from Becca. She said, I've been on dating apps since I was 18 and I've never gone through with a date because I'm scared of everything and everyone.
Me.
But I've come very close. I'm 24 now and single. Girl, same. Did I write that?
That's not at all what you did. That's what I did before I started dating Billy. I mean.
No, I just knew when she said, I never really go through because I'm scared of everyone. Me too.
Me, literally me. I think the beauty of using something like Tinder for situations like that where you haven't really like experienced like dating in a serious sense or anything like that.
Yeah.
The beauty of Tinder is that you can kind of shop around. You know what I mean? Like, and you can talk to people with no commitments really. You know what I mean? So you can like, you could just talk to them and see how they are. And if they're creepy weirdos, you just like ghost them or block them. You can unmatch them so that they never see you again.
Yeah.
And I think like that's the beauty of Tinder. Like it's a way to like see it all and like have it delivered to your doorstep, but not have to like leave the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're scared, I would highly suggest online dating if you're like, you get nervous in person, because that way there's no commitment. You don't have to meet anybody in person.
Yeah.
You're not married to any commitment whatsoever. You don't have to go out with them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to do any of that. If you're someone who's like that, I highly recommend online dating personally. I think for me, I was just afraid that like people would always find me, like me constantly thinking I'm the girl in Taken.
That's a you thing.
That's a me thing. That's my problem.
This one's from Jenna. She said, so I decided to download Tinder, but honestly, I was bored and I wanted to entertain myself. This dude asked for my Snapchat, so I gave him my burner one. And when he sent me a picture of himself laying on his bed with no sheets, I immediately blocked him.
From the burner, bitch. She said, not even this burner, you're not even going to see it. That's funny. That's hilarious.
No sheets?
No sheets.
What? I think I don't understand the pipeline to Snapchat. Maybe I just, because I wasn't dating anyone.
Because we're old. That's why.
Do you think that's why?
Yes.
When people are like, my ick is when they ask for your Snapchat. Well, who the fuck is still using that for that?
You'd be surprised, bitch.
Is that, you know what it is? It's a straight person thing. That's why I don't understand it. Yeah.
That too. But it's also a Gen Z thing. Like it's like made its resurgence with Gen Zers. Yeah, dude. You know, Snapchat used to be the thing for us when we were in college, but it wasn't.
In my King Kylie era, yeah, I was on
but
there.
it wasn't like a messaging thing for us. It was like a stories thing because they didn't have those on Instagram.
No,
yet.
And then when they put them on Instagram, I'm all, I'm not going to use that.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I use Instagram. Yeah.
Exactly. So like. That it was like a stories thing. It was a way, like literally what you do on stories. That's what we used to only do on Snapchat.
And then they were the first ones to do face filters too on Snapchat. So.
Yeah, and then be able to like write text on there. Yeah. Like literally everything you do on your stories now on Instagram is what we used to exclusively do on Snapchat. So like that's why.
But I have seen on dating apps and even Tinder where in their bio they'll put the little ghost emoji and then put their Snapchat, and I always go left.
I literally someone said, what dating advice? I did like an Ask Me Anything a while ago, and someone's like, what dating advice would you give your younger self? Or what life advice would you give your younger self? And then I said something like generic in the sense that I was like, just like know that like life is not going to turn out the way you thought it would, but it's going to be even better. So just trust the universe, it knows what it's doing. And then at the end I put, also never trust a man who asks for your Snapchat. He will ruin your life. That's a fact.
That didn't happen to you, but...
No, it didn't happen to me, but it will happen. It's just like, it will happen. I can promise you that. And lots of people were like, that's so true.
I think I just... What are you doing on there? I want to know.
It's like... I think it's like a non-committal way to not give your phone number to someone.
Oh, okay.
But to still like frequently talk to them. But you could just do that through the app. So that's the part where I'm like, why would you need a third party?
Yeah.
Like, you could do it through Tinder.
I've had people that I talk to on Tinder and then I'm like, I'd rather DM them on Instagram.
That's why I said we're old. Like to them, that sounds like you're like, send me an email.
Really?
Yeah, to a Gen Zer.
Go ahead and mail me a letter. You think so?
Send me a telegram. I'm telling you. You know what's this is not on topic at all, but like I posted my video when I was working with Tinder in New York.
Yeah.
And talking about nudes, like when men send nudes unsolicited and they're just like the last picture of them taken alive.
Yeah.
And so
that's how I know I couldn't be with a man.
And everyone
the fear that would course through my body.
Not all of them do that shit.
The fear that's what I'm saying. I just don't want to see that.
But that's happened to me, and you know where? On Snapchat. So that's like God.
I think that's also something that they like that it disappears.
Not if you screenshot it.
Oh.
And if you sent it to me for 15 seconds, I have more than enough time, which I have done before. Ew. Someone told me when they do that to me, I literally write back, you should see a doctor. And someone else told me, I just got one the other day where they were sitting on the toilet. It was like an up angle like this, because they always take like Facebook up mom angles.
And they're going this.
Yeah, and they're going like, but she said he took it from an up angle. He was like, you know, full tilt.
Sure.
And he was holding it up, like, you know what I mean?
To his belly button?
Yeah, and then his legs were parted like that. So she said, I could see in the toilet. Ew! And then I said,
shut up.
I said, that app, that's a godforsaken app if it got sent to you on Snap.
Are you being serious?
I'm dead serious, because I wrote back, oh my God. That's all I put.
Was there poop in the toilet?
No, but even if there was, like, it doesn't make it any less.
No, it makes it way more gross.
With no poop, it's still traumatizing.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, can you imagine if there was poop in the toilet?
I couldn't even get to that part because I couldn't believe the rest of the story. Like, the setup alone is just like, in what universe?
You know what's so silly too is that they approve those pictures. Like, it's not like it takes it and it sends it like real where you don't have a chance to like retake it. Yeah. Like, you get to, but then you take it and then he goes, nice, send.
I just think like, you take that and thought what? Oh my God, multitasker. Let me come take care of that for you while you're on the toilet. Are you out of your fucking
maybe that's
mind?
why I also don't like Snapchat because I have a really traumatic personal story about nudes on Snapchat. So maybe that's also why me going, just go ahead and mail me a stamped letter and I'll read it.
It's like on New Girl when he goes, are you on email? Like to Coach, and he goes, yeah, let's exchange information. And he goes, okay, it's like his name at gmail.com. And he goes, Gmail? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you mean Gmail? And he goes, is that how you pronounce it? He goes, I honestly don't know. That's like us talking to each other.
So what are these kids doing on Snapchat?
Yeah, literally. But my Tinder video, like in the comments, there's just countless war stories in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's not Tinder's fault.
No, it's
the users. It's user error. That's why I said, if you're going to do it, learn how to take it in a way that doesn't horrify people. And I'm saying, like, take a nice picture of yourself, not take a nude.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm so jealous of the people during the pandemic. You know, Tinder turned on the international feature or like the visit feature. I'm not jealous of them because I was with someone at the time, but I'm like, man, I wish I could do that for free right now.
That would be cool.
Because I've seen a lot of success stories from Tinder specifically with that feature.
Yeah.
That they're still together now, and it's so cute.
Yeah. That is really cute and also a great idea. And I also at the same time think that you're too impatient to do something like that.
I know. Well, where do you live? Germany? Never mind.
She wouldn't even date if you lived in Fresno. She'd be like, too far.
I'm telling you,
too far.
San Diego, that's where I'm headed. I'm gonna try and look in my Tinder account and see if I could set it just to San Diego and see what happens.
Dude, you're ridiculous.
Okay, this one's from Mariah. She said, I've only used Tinder once, just for fun. I matched with some dude, and then she put in parentheses, my first mistake. And he had asked about my job. I worked in a small cafe, and offhand was like, yeah, you should come visit sometime. He literally made plans to come, told me about them, and he said, yeah, I'm going to bring all my friends. And I got the coldest feet of all time because I didn't actually understand there were real people attached to the swiping. The consequences of my own actions.
When the bit goes too far.
Yeah, and she's like, thank God it was so busy because I literally ran around pretending I didn't see him at all. And then I ghosted because I was so embarrassed / a little freaked out that he was a real person who did in fact want to meet me. Aww. He also continued to follow me for like 2 to 3 years after the fact and would occasionally reach out. After typing this out, I low-key kind of feel bad, but I wasn't in my hot girl communicating queen era yet. Love you.
You don't need to feel bad, first of all.
Yeah.
But second of all, that's a testament to how rotted men can be because it freaks you out when they're genuine, when they're real, when they're kind. Like,
oh my gosh, I was just telling Carrie that.
Yeah, it freaks you out.
Every time a man is nice to me, I'm like, what do you want? Every time.
See, you're never surprised when they're awful.
Yeah,
but you're always surprised when they're awesome.
Yeah, like super suspicious.
And I'm telling you that from experience because like with Billy, he's never been awful to me ever.
No,
but like,
has he been annoying? Sure.
Well, that's just natural.
Who hasn't been?
Yeah. Everybody irritates me. But like when he was pursuing me, like I was so like, what do you want?
Yeah.
But it wasn't because of him. It's just because like men are so fucking terrible that you're like all the time, like 99% of the time. So when you have that one that's like really kind and gentle and nice and patient, you're like, something's off here.
Yeah.
Something stinks.
Yeah.
But he like, I remember one time I asked him, I'm like, why do you keep hitting me up? And he's like, because I want to hang out.
You're all, okay for what?
I know. I was like, I know, but like, why? And he was like, because I like you. What do you mean?
You're all, ew, don't say that.
all right, fine, I'll let you buy me dinner. But even then, like, he was, I'm telling you right now, if you still can and you feel drawn to it, maybe reconnect and see. Maybe, I mean, you know, you never know. Something might come of it. Mm-hmm. And then you can credit Tinder for your love story. But like when they make genuine plans to come see you, it like off puts you because you're like, what?
Yeah.
What? And you're thinking, what a weirdo sometimes in your head.
What a freak.
But it's just because men are so, they're so such a letdown a lot of times. And that's on them, not on you. So you're like, I thought we were kidding. I
haven't wrote it in my journal.
That's what I said. When the bit goes too far.
Yeah. Ugh.
And it's literally just, you're just nerves. But like, he still follows you. He still talks to you. So he's probably like, okay, well, whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's a nice guy. Like, it sounds like he's like a genuine person.
Yeah.
Like a dude that's like, he was being a creepy weirdo or had bad intentions, he would have flipped out the minute you didn't respond to him at all.
Yeah.
Like he would have been like, whatever, you fucking bitch. And he would have unmatched you. But you're still matched. You still follow each other. Maybe see where it goes. Then you can credit Tinder.
Did anyone else that you met with in New York, do they have any other good tips that we can share with the masses?
One girl, she was so hilarious. Like she's one of the funniest people I've ever interviewed. And they put a clip of hers in one of the TikToks on Tinder's TikTok. Make sure you all go check out the series. It's called Tinderella. But make sure you all go check it out. But on there, she literally said, anytime you match with someone, just assume that they're 30% less attractive than what they look like.
That's a good tip.
And I was like, damn, right? And then she was like, I go, really? She goes, oh, yeah, you could just, every time, you know? And I go, I remember I had said to her, I'm like, why don't you just post busted pictures of yourself or pictures of yourself where you look just okay?
Yeah. Not your best.
Not your best, but not your worst.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Just average.
Meet for the middle.
Yeah.
And if you're a woman or femme presenting person in general, that's better than 90% of men. Mm-hmm. You're medium, right? Yeah. So you put those, and then when you show up, they're like, oh my God, you just stunt. You know what I mean? You surprise them. So she had said that advice, which I thought was hilarious. And she was saying that includes me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, when I post my pictures, like, that's not what I look like all the time. So, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's hilarious. That's a great tip. I think so. And another girl, she had said, because I had asked about ghosting, like, how do you feel about ghosting? And she said, I love ghosting. I said, word. And I said, you'd rather never, once again, this is me telling you, gaslight yourself into the ending you want, because I would rather someone not tell me anything so I can make up my own story,
my own ending,
than give me the ending I don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And then she was like, I feel like I should be allowed to ghost because I don't know you.
I don't know you anything.
Which I thought, when she said that to me, I was like, you're so real for that.
Yeah. Because I don't like being ghosted, but I've ghosted everyone I've talked to this year for sure.
But that's why it's one of those things where you're like, she goes, I don't know you. And I don't owe you anything.
Once I realized that, I was like, okay.
And that's how I feel about, that's how I've always felt about ghosting. But then everyone would say like how terrible it was. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. And in my head, I'm like,
I do that.
I do that. Because I am, in fact, the drama. But it's more so just like, I don't know you at all. And she's right. When you're casually dating, especially online, you don't know these people.
Well, you don't owe them, obviously, you're saying.
Yeah, you don't owe them. You don't owe them an explanation when you don't know them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you're talking about someone that you were like actually dating and seeing in person all the time for like multiple years, then yeah, don't ghost.
Yeah.
But when you're just casually dating on Tinder, like if you just don't respond to someone, whatever. It's not the biggest, it's not a crime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because some people were like, be straight up, blah, blah, blah. But she was the only one that said that. And I was like,
people that say be straight up, they're not, you're lying.
You're a liar. You want, and I said, some of them, I said, you want them to tell you, I don't like you. I'm not attracted to you. You want to hear that?
Or would you rather me just, we don't speak ever again?
And then you gaslight. Yeah. And you lie to yourself.
She probably got busy.
Yeah. Or maybe she died. Who knows?
Who am I to judge?
I hope not, but who knows? You know what I mean? Yeah, gaslight yourself into the ending that you want. That's my belief. Be delusional. That's my advice.
There you go. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Two Idiot Girls. One more shout out to our friends at Tinder. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode.
Tinder, I love you so much. Thank you for working with me this year so many times. And thank you for working with Two Idiot Girls. Woo! We love you.
Make sure, like we were talking about, you go to the Tinder TikTok account so you can see all the clips of Drew interviewing people on the streets of New York City. And then you can also look on there. There's other clips from her interviewing people throughout the summer. And all around, they make pretty good content. So I would definitely go check it out.
Yeah, they're so fun. And I absolutely adore them. And I love working with them. So thank you so much for sponsoring today's episode of Two Idiot Girls Tinder.
Also, like we've been mentioning every episode, we are going on tour in less than a month.
Oh my gosh, it's so close, y'all.
All of the dates that are out right now are all in California, as we've been saying. Make sure you go check it out. You can buy your tickets at twoidiotgirls.com.
Yes.
We hope to see you very soon. We hope you have a great week. If you liked this episode, you can listen to all the audio versions everywhere you can stream podcasts, and the video versions are always on our YouTube channel. We're also on TikTok. I don't think I ever mentioned that, but you can follow Two Idiot Girls on TikTok. Yes. Other than that, we hope you have a great week and we love you. Bye.
Bye.